Hey, welcome back, DIT family. So in today's video, this is the first video in our distance learning series. These videos are going to be very similar, but yet a little bit different from the videos that we're used to watching in class. I'm going to go over some short, basic tips and tricks with PowerPoint that are directly related to the task that you will complete in SAM Cengage. The biggest difference between this video series and the videos that you've watched with me in our classroom is that I am not going to require you to download any files or work alongside of these videos. Instead, these videos are simply here for you to watch, take note of the tasks and how to perform something before you actually apply and practice that in SAM Cengage. Now, if you have PowerPoint 2016 on your Mac or your Windows computer, feel free to follow along or practice these steps after we're done with the video. But if you are watching this video on an iPad, an Android device, or a phone, or a Chromebook, and you do not have this PowerPoint 2016 accessible, don't sweat it. Just watch the video and log into ClassLink and complete the SAM Cengage training when you're done. Okay? No stress. All right, so let me go over what we are going to review in today's video. The first thing we're going to learn is actually how to insert a new slide. So I got my ribbon bar. I've got a PowerPoint open. I've got some information on the top slide, but I want to insert a new slide that actually tells my students what we're going to be learning today. So I'm going to go up to the Home tab of the ribbon bar, click on New Slide, and from here I could select any type of layout that I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and just click Title and Content, and I'm going to type in topics covered today. Now remember, each one of these little boxes here are called a placeholder. So this was our title placeholder, and down below is our text placeholder. So the first thing we're going to cover is how to insert a new slide. Next thing is opening a new PowerPoint. We are going to learn how to delete a slide. Ooh, exciting. How to duplicate a slide. And how to add and modify transitions. Cool. So these are the 5 things that we're going to go over today's lesson. All right, so we've already learned to insert a new slide. We just go up to the ribbon bar, click on New Slide, and select which layout we want. Well, let's say I actually want to change the layout of this slide number 2, but I don't want to necessarily insert a whole brand new slide. If I go up to Slides and go up to this Layout button, I can totally change the layout of the slide. So let's go ahead and click on Content with Caption. Let's see what it looks like. Voila. I've got my title here. I've got my bullet points over on the right-hand side. And over on the left, I could add another caption like, I miss my students, right? So remember, from the Slides section of the Home tab, you can change your layout, okay? Now, let's say I didn't need this slide and I wanted to delete it. If I right click on slide 2, I have some options here. I could insert a new slide, duplicate it, which means make a copy, or delete it. Let's go ahead and click delete. Voila, it's gone. Now, oops, I didn't really want to delete that. So I'm going to go up to my very top of my PowerPoint and click undo. I actually want to duplicate it. So I'm going to right click on it and duplicate slide. Now, there's another way that you can duplicate a slide. With slide 3 selected, I'm going to go up to New Slide, click on that drop down, and down at the bottom, I have duplicated selected slides. So I'm going to click on Duplicate. It made a copy of slide 3. Well, now I wonder, could I duplicate slides 1 and 3 at the same time? Let's see. I'm going to select slide 1 with my cursor, hold the Shift key, and select slide 4. Now when I hold the Shift key, it selects everything from 1 through 4. So if I want to just select 1 and slide 4, I'd actually have to go back and select 1 and hit the Control key and click on 4. So it skips over 2 and 3. So now I'm going to go up to New Slide and click on Duplicate. Sure enough, it duplicated both slides 1 and 4. Kind of cool, right? All right, so now let me show you how to delete multiple slides. So I am going to select or highlight all of slides 3 through 6. So the first thing I do with my mouse is I click slide 3, then I hold the Shift key and I select all the way down to 6. On my keyboard, I am going to press the Delete key, or I could right click and click Delete Slides. Oops, I actually think I did duplicate. We want delete slides. See that little mess there? So 3, holding Shift through 6, right click, delete slides. There you go. Okay. All right. So let's say I wanted to open a brand new PowerPoint. I'd go to File, New, and here from the New tab, we could open up any presentation, a template, or we could just simply click on Blank Presentation, and it would open up a brand new blank presentation for us. Now, if I wanted to close this presentation, I'd go File, Close. All right. So now we're back to this one. So it looks like we've gone over how to insert a new slide. We've gone over how to open a new PowerPoint, how to delete, and how to duplicate. So right now we are on to how to add and modify transitions. We've done this together before we left for spring break, so this might be review for some of you, all right? So if I'm looking at my ribbon bar, all of my transitions are going to be handled on the transition tab of my ribbon bar. So go ahead and if you're following along, click on the transition key tab. Right in the middle are all the different transitions. If I wanted to see more of from just the default row, I can click on the lower right-hand corner and it'll show me all of them. Now, these are categorized. So in the 2016 Moss exam or in SAM's, it might say add a subtle transition. Well, if you take a moment to slow down and look at the content, you can see that all the subtle transitions are at the top. You might want something more exciting, which then you would go to the middle. And of course, dynamic content is at the bottom. So let's say I want to pick something exciting. So I'm going to click on fracture. Ooh, it's like glass shattering. Now please notice that this transition was only applied to slide 2. If we want to apply it to every single slide, 1, 2, and 3, we would need to go over to the timing area on the transition tab and manually select it to apply to all. Now notice what happened. Over under slides 1, 2, and 3, a little star appeared underneath each number. That tells me, the user, there's a transition for each one. Now with this transition, I can click preview over in the left-hand side so that I can see to make sure that's what I want it to look like. I'm going to change it to peel off because I want something a little more interesting like paper. If you remember, over on the right, we can change the effect options. So each one of these transitions has a different effect options. So peel off could go from the left or the right. Let's change it to crush. Crush doesn't have any effect options because it's only been designed to crush one away. If I clicked on curtains, curtains doesn't have any additional effect options. But if I selected fracture, that has no additional effect options. If I click down and drop on more, let's look at box. Box actually has 4 different effect options. So remember, slow down and read the instructions, because if you pick a transition that does not have any effect options and the instructions are asking you to change the effect options and you're like, hey, there's nothing here, that's kind of a signal for you to go back and say, did I select the right transition? Okay. So let's stick with box and let's go ahead and change it to from bottom. Notice how it changes that. Now the last thing on our transition area is we could add some sound to it. I love this. So I'm going to go ahead and do voltage. Let's hit preview. That sounded totally strange. Let's do drum roll and click preview. That's kind of cool. You can also change the duration to make it go longer or shorter. So if I increase the duration, that means the transition is going to go super slow. So I'm going to increase it to 5 and click preview. Super slow. You can also change how you advance the slide. Right now I'm advancing it by manually clicking the mouse button. I could also include it to automatically advance after 10 seconds. I could also uncheck the mouse click so that the only thing controlling the transitions is a timer inside PowerPoint. So I could not apply the transition. I'd have to wait for 10 seconds to apply. All right, so that's it for today's video. We've gone over how to insert a new slide, how to open a new PowerPoint, how to delete a slide, how to duplicate one, and how to add and modify transitions. All right, so now your next tasks is to log into ClassLink and log into SAM Cengage. Complete the April 1st PowerPoint training. If you have any questions or concerns or you need help, feel free to email me. I am here for you. If you have extra time on your hands and you want to start your All About Me or continue to work on your Minecraft farm PowerPoint, feel free to. Those will not be due until we're back to school. All right, everybody, have a lovely day. I miss y'all.